Look what they putting on me when I was only doing all this shit to see it that we gon' eat. Guess I was wrong for trying to see it with my homies. I'm feeling wrong cause now I G by my lonely. I'm by my lonely, just getting money. I'm putting on but see somehow they say I'm phony. The love is gone and now somehow they hating on me. It hurt the most when it's somebody that should know me. It's just kinda wild to me. We was friends, now they can't get a smile from me. I gave an inch, they took so many miles from me. Without me mentioning how many miles I feed.
What's up, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It's Football Heads, and the topic of today is national ball travel expenses. From the team aspect. What's your take on it, Darrien?
I think it's very hard to do. It takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of fundraising, and it takes perfect planning. I think that teams that jump on the scene their first year, they're a little confused on how to operate. And I think
Okay.
really the pandemic year made it very possible for teams to learn how to do this because they had to find games themselves because everybody wasn't playing football around the country.
Okay. Well, if we're talking to the brand new teams, a team that is very enticed with what's going on, the hype, the publicity, etc. of national ball, and even the competitive side of it, and they want to get into national ball. So let's kind of give them a rundown of what they should look for and what they shouldn't look for in an event, etc., etc. Let's talk
I,
about
by me having my own events, my preseason events, I noticed a lot of teams want to get started early. So if it's me, what I encourage my teams to do is book your hotels early. If you know where you want to go in the event that you want to go to, you have to book your hotels. Should be the first and foremost. Book your hotels. Don't do it last minute because the earlier you do it, the better prices you get. You know, plan your travel, plan some fundraisers and all that. But most importantly, plan plan early. The earlier you plan, the cheaper it's gonna be. You can't wait the last minute to do everything. A lot of people wait to the last minute, and those hotel prices, those Airbnb prices, they inflate because the inventory becomes very small, and it's now they're looking like, hey, why is everybody coming in this area if you don't have a deal with a hotel? Now the hotels are jacking those prices up, so plan early and it'll be cheaper.
okay. When it comes to the travel aspect, you got to plan early. But again, touching back on the first bullet, how can you plan to travel if you don't know which events you should actually be going to? So, first of all, you need to do your research.
Yeah.
That's first of all, do your research on the events that you're about to get in contact with or travel to. Whether it be a YNC event, whether it be a SEAL event, whether it be a gridiron access event, whether it be a 302 elite athletes event. There's so many different preseason events and they are popping up left and right. By all means, understand what they mean. One thing is understand who's actually going to the event. All right. The only way for you to get exposure early for your team, for your athletes, etc., and actually get into the rankings early is to come out in the preseason and get wrecked. And if we don't get to see you versus competition or even just somebody that a competitive team would play, it doesn't allow us to categorize you or say, okay, you beat Royal Palm Beach beats such and such. So if such and such beats the number one team, guess what? Royal Palm Beach should probably be above all of them because of what they did in preseason. It gives us a good cursor or a good what's the word? Measuring stick. Okay.
And I think that first and foremost, when you're looking for events out here, you have to make sure that these events leave digital footprints because people like me, I'm gonna say me foremost. I can't speak for everybody, but when I'm doing my rankings, I'm looking for full games. I'm looking for live streams. I'm looking for some highlights or everything like that. So make sure you know where you're going. Make sure that you know you're going to an experienced event and they know what they're doing. Make sure you know that when you go to that event, they're going to have everything in order, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of events popping up here and there, and you never know how well somebody can run an event. And while it may seem easy, it may be just as easy as putting out a flyer. The hardest thing to do is run an event. You want to make sure that they have security. You want to make sure that they have trainers on site or EMTs. Those are the things you want to look for, and you definitely want to look for security because last year we had a lot of events that a lot of stuff got out of hand. So you want to make sure that your kids are safe and it's a safe environment. So make sure
especially
you
if
know
you're
the
traveling
history
out of
of
town.
these events and how much people have to lose. You can't just pick any event just because somebody is pushing you to that. Check the history of the event, and then you'll be okay. Because by me following a lot of these things, you hear a lot of bad stories, horror stories about some games don't start on time, or and I know this because I run my events, so I know how certain things happen. You want everything to be on time. At least if it ain't on time, at least somebody be held accountable for that, and at least they're concerned about that and they offer you an explanation. But all I'm saying is make sure you verify what event you're going to and their history, and check with other people. Don't get baited into going to any event because everybody is talking about it, and make sure those people are experienced and doing what they're doing.
As my dog Wayne the voice would say, do your due diligence, people. Hello.
See somebody say I'm phony. The love is gone and now somebody hating on me. It hurt the most when it's somebody that should know me. It's kind of wild to me.